Welcome to Between the Reads, where Black books are shared and celebrated all year long. I'm your host, Audra Russell. There are so many great things going on this year as I continue to amplify Black stories, but I can't do it without your support. Please consider heading over to patreon.com/betweenthereads and becoming a member, or make a one-time donation at www.ko-fi.com/betweenthereadspodcast. This week's episode is brought to you by Stoop and Stank Tees, apparel inspired by Black pop culture. Visit stoopandstank.com today and say it with your chest. Today's episode is dedicated to those who were injured or lost their lives in Buffalo, New York. Are you ready, Boos and Bros? Then sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Mo Flames is a talented and passionate writer, well-versed in creating dialogue, action, and developing characters with full lives. Her energy shines through her work as she weaves realistic love stories with drama and intensity to keep her readers entertained. Her dedication to her craft while balancing family life is a testament to what can be accomplished when you love what you do. She is constantly pushing her characters to higher levels, even when you think she can't possibly go any deeper. Her erotic scenes will have you squirming in your seat as her imagination is limitless. Miss Mo Flames, welcome to Between the Reads.
Hey, Audra, how you doing? Thank you for having me.
And for my video people, listen, for my video people, show them what you got on. Raise up a little bit and show them what you got.
Let me show y'all. Look at that. Look at that. Gotta support my girl. I gotta support you. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. Like everything that you're trying to do, what you do for us as indie authors, so you know you got my support. I got tights too, but I didn't put them on today. Yes. But it's hot in Georgia today, so.
Oh, listen. Maryland is finally trying. We have all this rain, but it's all humid outside today.
Yeah.
So yes, but y'all, she's supporting the show. She got the logo. She showed me that when we got into the session. I was like, oh my goodness.
I love it.
So we're going to have some drama for y'all today. Let's get right to it. Please
ready.
Tell our readers what One Ain't Enough is all about, ma'am.
Well, just like the title, One Ain't Enough. It is the story of Desiree Edwards. She is a married woman who is in a love triangle with her ex-boyfriend's best friend, her ex-boyfriend, and then her husband has his own love triangle that doesn't include her. So as the title says, one ain't enough. People just not keeping with one person. They got a lot going on.
Y'all, this book. The book starts off with a very steamy love scene between Troy and Desiree.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything goes sideways from there. Mm-hmm. So let's talk a little about what happened and how Troy ended his relationship with Desiree.
Yes. So I put it out there. It's on the first page before you even open this book. There are some triggers. If domestic abuse, violence, triggers you for any past, do not read this book. It is not for you. It is literally finding out a man who appears to love his woman puts his hands on her because they're in a heated argument. And even though she may have done the first, lick, we've been taught, you just don't hit women. And that's just it. And how he takes it to the next level really brings out a part like, oh my God, you see Troy in this is who he is. But then he's able to just walk away from her and replace her because all along he hasn't been faithful. He's already been dealing with other people. Instead of letting her go and just go about your business, he's been, stringing her along. She doesn't know. She's thinking her relationship is about to be the most wonderful thing. because Troy's an NFL player. He had just gotten signed to his contract. He was getting ready. I mean, he's getting the endorsements. He's on IG. He's everywhere, party. She's like, hey, I'm not insecure. I have my money. I work hard. But you're not doing what you used to do for us, like how we were when we first got together. And although it was a short period of time, she thought they were going to be together. And he led her to believe he was going to marry her until that day. And when that day happened, he was able to just say, I'm done with you. I'm going to go to someone else. And that shattered her heart. Like, she couldn't believe the guy she was hoping to have a whole future with just dumped her. Within 2 chapters of good sex. And then she's gone. He's gone.
She slapped him for something off color that he said, which honestly I would slap the shit out of somebody too for saying that. And then he just hauled off on her.
Yes.
And
it's
this
like
is how the book starts, y'all. This is how the book starts. It starts off with the love making and the sex and the steaminess, and it goes from that quickly left to this, him beating the shit out of her. And I'm just like,
what it is.
And there were so many things. I'm like, wait, okay, let me start over. Clearly I missed something. And I went back and read it again. And I'm like, okay. And we're not laughing at the fact that he beat the shit out of her.
It's
we're
just
not.
how this
it's
moves.
It's just the way that it just like exploded. You thinking that this is like her man and they're in love and it's this steamy sex scene. And then it ends and he gets up and he's like, oh, I got to run. And she's like, where you got to run to? I got to go hang out with the boys. Okay, first of all, that was my first clue. I was like, he ain't hanging out with no boys.
Exactly.
What is going on? No.
Exactly.
You don't get up from all of that to go hang with the boys.
Hang with the boys, yeah.
You going to get something else. So one ain't enough.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. There it is. That's just it in a nutshell. There it is. That's what happened.
That's it. And then it's like, then the next chapter is like, we have fast forwarded. And then Desiree marries Jamal. He's a surgeon. Desiree has her own career.
Troy's fine. Jamal is fine.
They
find some fine. She married a fine surgeon. Well-to-do. Like, she got the house, the cars.
Right.
Girlfriend's doing it.
Which she has on her own because she was a money mogul before she met him. So she had her own power career. She's, brokering multi-million-dollar deals, all of this stuff. She's like a global manager, all this. So she's this money magnate. He's a successful surgeon. When they met, she thought it was like, love at first sight, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Their careers keep them busy and keep them apart from one another. And she remains faithful at first. But she's unfulfilled because she notices there's something different, but she can't quite put her finger on it.
Correct.
Jamal, however, is another damn story.
Whole nother thing.
Trifling. So let's talk about him, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
He's having 2 affairs. Are we going to name both of them, or are we just going to name the one?
We'll name the one. Name the one because it happens so quick. Like you said, it happens so quickly. It's like by the time you're in chapter 3, chapter 4, you're like, wait. So he's having this affair with the one person, and you're like, wait a minute. He just hung up with his wife, and he turns over. That's not his wife. So you realize you get the backstory. He's blaming her for his indiscretions. He's saying because she's not home. When she's home, she doesn't really, she's never there, or she's just
she don't give him none.
She don't give him none. So he's like, what do you think a man is going to do? He's successful, attractive. He gets hit on, and because he's vulnerable at that point, he welcomes in Angela, a new woman. He welcomes her in, and the woman sees an opportunity. She's like, I want to be with you. I could do more than this woman. So he's like, but I really don't want to leave my wife. I'm doing this to fulfill because she's not doing it. But he doesn't tell her. I'm just
trying to get my needs elsewhere.
Exactly. Because I got everything I need except that. If you could give me that, then I'm good. But it starts to get out of control because, like anything, we have emotions. And he's been dealing with her behind his wife's back for now almost a year. He was coming up on a year, and that's not a little bit of time for anyone to, you know what I mean? So, and they were still newlyweds. So it was like, here they were in their first year, coming out of their first year of marriage, and he's already stepping out, and she's just unfulfilled. She just doesn't understand why she's not connecting with him anymore. It's just she can't put her finger on it. And he does have another person that he's choosing to talk to. And that just spins the whole story in another direction because you wouldn't expect it. I mean, I think we could say it because I am going to drop like little snippets and stuff. What you think? No, don't say it. Okay, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it then. But
let people find out. Let people find out because
then they'll realize why one ain't enough. Like it yeah.
Because
Jamal went left.
I was like, because I had this on my Kindle, and when I swiped the page, and I was like,
wait, what?
Swipe back. Do I understand what I'm reading here? Did that happen? I spent a couple minutes on that page. I was like, let me take my glasses off. I'm going to get me a cup of coffee. Let me just... Because... Okay. That happened. All right. Okay. Jamal.
We didn't have a spoiler. We didn't have a group for spoilers. Like, we need to tell you what went on.
We really do. We really need to have, like, a whole different episode that's just for people... Yes, I was just
you have to put spoiler alert. Do not open if you don't want to know.
Right. Because I was just like...
Did that happen?
Okay. Did that really happen?
And it was
Jamal
explosive.
He has some denial issues going on.
What? Don't he? That's the sad part. He just does not want to own up to this behavior. That's why he and Troy have such similar... They're different, but they have this. They're just not owning up to the things that they're doing. Yeah, they're just not owning up to their indiscretion. They just think like, this is okay what I'm doing. I'm going to blame everybody else for why I did what I did. Because if they didn't make me do that, I wouldn't have done it. Type of thing.
And then he tried to turn around because Angela was like, look, if you think that she's, being faithful to you, she's not. Now, she was at that point.
At point, she was.
But he was just like she was trying to set him up like, look, you need to just go and find out what's going on with her and gaslighted him into trying to, see what Desiree was doing. At that point, Desiree wasn't doing anything.
Right. And it just it unraveled because as much as he was trying to get her, his stuff started to unravel. That's what he just didn't realize. He wasn't cleaning up behind himself. And so not cleaning up. And that's what they say. What you do in the dark will come to the light. So it was when he wasn't thinking it just went left. And there was no way to hide it anymore. So, yeah. Everything went left, like always.
And he literally wasn't cleaning up behind himself. He said, chair. She was like,
what's this? Can you imagine scratching and be like,
what is it?
He said milk, juice, ice cream.
Bitch, ain't nobody's ice cream look like that. What are you doing in this chair, sir? And why am I sitting in it?
Why am I sitting in it? Yeah.
Yuck.
You didn't think to look. Yeah. That was
I mean, come on now. I know you saw that when you finished doing what you was doing. You could have cleaned, get some Lysol, something, get the carpet,
just
upholstery cleaner.
Like, you gotta see when you sit back down. Like, he was still sitting down, so he had to see it. Like,
nasty.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
ew. And he just sitting there with it, just like it's some gravy or something from a turkey meal.
It's orange juice, milk, or ice cream. That's his story. He's sticking to it.
Orange juice don't even look like that. Orange juice don't even look like that. What are you doing? When I saw, I was like, what are you doing? What are you even saying right now? He's like, I don't know.
He's trying to blow it off. Yeah, this is orange. This is something. I don't know. I can follow ice cream and milk, but even still, like, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
I could follow ice cream.
Yeah.
Not the milk.
Not the milk,
Milk does not do that.
Right.
I can follow the ice cream.
Right.
You could have, you might have gotten away with it with the ice cream, but not the milk. No, not the milk.
Exactly.
Definitely not the orange juice. Orange juice does not flake. Orange juice is sticky.
It does not flake or crusty like
There's no crust.
It doesn't leave crumbs. Juice. No crust. Exactly.
No, sir. No, sir. You got caught.
Yes.
Nasty.
He tried it. Though.
Nasty. Dirty. Stank.
All the things she said, nasty.
Because he was. And then when she confronted him about it, he goes sit there and talk about, you know, it was no big deal. And
right. And then try to
I wouldn't have had to do it if you was
didn't.
home.
Exactly.
And you gave me what I needed.
And lied that it was just masturbating. So,
see, that right there, I'd have been like, well, I tell you what, since this is what you're doing, that's like one step below an affair, so I'm going anyway, so I'm a step, you can leave, we can part company, because if this is what you're doing.
But you see, he didn't want to. You saw that. He just, it's in his denial. Like, you've got these other situations, but you don't want those situations because this is home. You good with being home because home is where your heart is, but yet you're out here.
But you knew that she had a power career before you married her, sir. Exactly. And you ain't have home yourself either. And don't be blaming it on her.
Exactly. He tried it, though. He tried this. It was her fault.
That... That's why
and this is still just the beginning.
Right. See, this is what I'm saying, y'all. When you read this book, this is like in the beginning of the book. This is like within the first 5-6 chapters, I think, something like that. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna move on because
yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about Desiree.
Yes.
One day she's at the airport heading back home.
Yes.
And she runs into Derek at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell our readers who Derek is.
Derek is a music mogul. If you can think of Diddy, Khaled, he has that type of status. And he is a good friend to Desiree. He's been a good friend to Desiree since that day everything happened with Troy when he walked out of her life. Derek actually was there to clean up Troy's mess, if you will, and gave Desiree what you could say a little bit of foreshadowing about what he felt, what he's been feeling for her anyway, but out of the guy code. I'm gonna be a friend. Make sure you good. Stay over here and stay in my lane. Derek, over the years, would see her, still keep it friendly, and pretty much still maintain the friendship with Troy. Like, this has been fine for years until they have this fateful night at LAX. And he's over there trying to get some...
Tell them what happened at the airport. Between the two of them.
So the flight gets delayed, which by all means, she was just excited that because she and her best friend had talked about Derek, she's like, I think you picked the wrong guy anyway. And then the fact that Derek is there when she walks into the area, you know, where they have the kiosks and stuff, she's thinking about Starbucks. Like, I gotta get to Starbucks. And then she sees Derek and it's like, oh my God, what is this? Is this fate that I run into him? My friend just talked about him. And then the dude had on gray sweatpants. So I'm just saying, it that right there, just her mind was like, wait a minute. Derek's looking kind of buff. Then he got these gray sweatpants on. He smells so good. He gave me a tight hug.
Okay, now first of all, side note, why was she? Because when they went to go, like, you know, when they got on the plane or whatever, and he was in first class and she's in the back. Why is she in the back? All that money she made.
You know what? I thought about the fact that perhaps, and I thought about this afterwards. I said I could have made sure she was in first class, but it was just a thing where sometimes I've had people not flying first class. They're fine with riding in coach. They're fine. I mean, we have comfort seats now. Comfort seats are literally like first class. It's just maybe you get more service 5 rows ahead or something like that. But I did think about that after. I said, why I didn't put her in first class too? You know, but it was. That was just one of those things went over my head. Like, she should have been in first class anyway.
She really should have. But then, even before she got on the plane, while they were waiting, what happened? What happened, Bo?
So the flight gets delayed.
See, what had happened was the flight got delayed. And because the flight got delayed, Desiree just felt like this is an opportunity either to get close to him, just see where his head is at. Where can we go from here? So she comes back to him from the Starbucks run. She doesn't even get any coffee. Coffee is like now going from her mind. Derek's the tall cup of coffee she wants. And wants to wrap her legs around that cup. So, it's like she comes back and she's flirting with him. And he's thinking like, am I hard?
Yeah, she's flirting hard. And he's like, nah, I'm not going to fall for this. It can't be until she does give like, hey, I'm feeling you.
He basically asked her like, where do you want this to go? And
he said, do you realize we do this? Right. You realize we do this. This changes everything. And she's like, let's go for it.
Okay. And he takes her hand.
He takes her hand
to this secluded part of the airport. And I've seen this too, where they have the bathrooms closed off. They have the signs up, and you're thinking they're in there cleaning, but it just could be closed off. So he goes into the men's room to see if this is actually being cleaned, and notice that it's not being cleaned, and motions for her to come in too. And because this is an area, it's like they're taking a red eye. No one's really in the airport at this point, and so she's like sneaking into the men's bathroom, and they engage. And then what had happened was they engaged in some steamy.
Look, what a little Humpty said, get busy in a Burger King bathroom. They got busy in a airport bathroom. And I mean, they got busy.
They got
busy.
They got busy like they were newlyweds.
Yes.
Y'all.
Yes. They got everything Derek was thinking, even though he wanted it to be something different with Desiree, he was willing to give her everything in that airport bathroom so she would want more. If that was gonna be the one time he was gonna leave that in the back of her head, like, I need to go back for more, at least a second time. And she did.
And they
did. Same night. She joined the Mile High Club.
Airplane.
And I mean, I've gone in that bathroom and I've seen, I said, it's possible. You just got to be a little smaller frame. It's possible.
You have to be flexible.
And flexible.
Because I've been in them airport bathrooms and there's barely enough room for one person to turn around and even sit down.
Exactly.
So I was just like, okay.
Yeah, that's why it's fiction. We're going to roll with it. It's a big enough bathroom for them too.
They worked it out.
They worked it out because you can hear they was moving around. They shifted each other and made movements and shift legs and arms and lift. Yeah. Yeah. So she got her back blown out in an airport bathroom and then on the airplane. So yeah. It's about 2 hours good worth of bomb sex. From her ex-boyfriend's best friend.
Because that's what I was going to say. Explain the relationship between Derek and Troy, because I need the audience to understand some context for the next question that I'm going to ask you. So explain Derek and Troy's relationship, please, ma'am.
Okay, so Derek and Troy are friends. They're both from Boston, Massachusetts. And Derek's family is pretty much better off than where Troy's family was. But they became best friends playing Pee Wee football. Pee Wee football that Derek's uncle was the coach for. And as they got older, things happened, which that's the story that will happen later on for Troy. But as things went on, he actually moved in with Derek's uncle, and he ended up having that scholarship to college. He ended up having, playing football. He got the whole life. And this whole time, Derek's still in Boston, and he's doing his thing, and he's like, okay, I'm graduating. He's like, come down to Atlanta. This is where it's at. I mean, you got all kinds of entertainment companies and all these things going on. This is where it's at. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna come down there. And when he comes down, I mean, these two are attractive black men with money, and they have women coming out the woodwork. So there's things that they've done together as friends that you let your mind wander. This is a football player. This is a music mogul. We got groupies from all angles. They've experienced a lot in the last few years. So their friendship is just really, in your mind, they're tight. They're good. They've been together for many years. And so yeah, but Desiree is that one thing that
that Troy got to before
Derek
could get to, because when they met that night, Derek had his eye on her, and she had bumped into him.
Oh, actually, he bumped into her. He almost
took
her whole heel off.
Her shoe
on the back of her heel.
Yeah.
And
And he was clocking her all night. But by the time he got back around to her, after all them people, all them groupies got away from him, Troy had already got her.
Exactly.
So, and let's remember that I said Troy and Desiree broke up rather immediately.
Yeah. You get the storyline where they've been together they've been together almost a full year. So, they're still a new couple. It almost feels like that relationship that's a whirlwind. And although it's like, wait a minute, I thought we were going somewhere with this, and then it just dissolved. So it really was, she was, like I said, she was in it. And Troy was like over here.
Troy let fame and fortune go to his head.
Exactly. That's what had happened. He did.
It revealed his true character. That's what that did.
Right.
So
I hate to say he has an impoverished mindset, so money definitely was going to have a bit of a
right. Okay, so now one day Desiree is with Derek at the office, and they're already having their little fling. And Troy walks in, and she's taken aback because she hasn't seen him.
And like almost
since she broke up with him.
4.5, almost 4 years. We're going like 4 or 5, almost 5 years. So yeah.
So, and he's married to Mia now.
He has a whole wife. A whole wife. They've been married since he technically broke up with Desiree. Just months after he broke up with Desiree, he got married.
Although he was really with Mia while he was with Desiree.
Exactly.
Okay. That's not too much of a spoiler, so we're going to let that
We can let that ride, because they'll still know that.
So explain that whole scene where...
So, of course, like, they're coming out of his office. They're in this man's executive office. They done boned in his conference room, done been all over his office. He done threw up against the door, took her to the conference room, put her leg splayed out on the conference room. She is in heaven. She's thinking about when the next time we gonna do what we just did. And
she gets cleaned up.
They get cleaned up. Like he got a whole
in his private bathroom.
In his private bathroom. But again, she's on a high. It's like we're coming from the high from the LAX bathroom, the Mile High Club. We think of an executive building in Atlanta, the city of Atlanta, and you're getting your back blown out again by her. This is great for her. And they're coming down the elevator, and they are talking and they're flirting. The elevator doors open, and she walks right out. Bam! Right into Troy.
Right into Troy.
Right into Troy. Like it's like, wait a minute, where did you come from? And why I didn't know you were going to be here. It's like her mind goes in like a complete tailspin. I mean, I can only tell you, I had one that was inspired by a situation. That was inspired by a true life situation. Being caught between two men and trying to, oh my God, they're in the same room. Holy crap. What am I going to do? Like, I couldn't run like Desiree. I was stuck. It was no way. I couldn't get away from it. So.
Oh, Mo.
Yeah.
Mo was in the situation.
Like I said, sometimes your life inspires you. It just is. I said, why she can't have a situation like I had? That's a hell of a situation. Let's see what she do in this situation. And I mean, and I wasn't married. That's it. I was still dating, but it was just the fact that I knew how she felt to like be with somebody who was like, oh my God, they're here together. Hey y'all.
How y'all doing?
Hey.
And she just waiting for Derek to rescue her, and he's just standing there
because you got to think about that day. I mean, her mind is thinking that day everything happened. This is a man she'd fallen for, thinking they're going to have a life. And he dumps her. He dumps her. So now you walk into, this is like you didn't get a chance to close this door. You didn't have an opportunity, like many of us, we don't get closure.
Listen, that door would have been closed the moment he laid his hands on me. I wouldn't have had any feelings left for him.
We know, didn't her best friend say that? But in being in a situation like that, you're thinking, oh, but where did that come from? Why would he do that to me? And now you're wanting those answers and you don't get those answers. And unfortunately, some of us love how we
If
love.
I had
Toxic.
somebody fine as Derek giving it to me, I'm not thinking about him.
Thank you. I don't know what hold Troy had on her. I don't know why Troy had such a hold on her.
She needed some counseling, because why do you have these feelings for this man when he beat the crap out of you? What are you doing?
Exactly.
What are you doing right now? And why didn't Derek just confess right then and there, ma'am?
You know what? I thought about that, and I said I think he knew that wasn't the place to do it, and he was trying to find the right place to do it. And it was just because she asked him that. She asked him why he didn't. Because first of all, she's married still. This is her still having a whole situation, and he's finally getting what he wants from her, but she's still in her situation. He has to make sure she's leaving, Jamal before he could even say anything. He's like, I would put this before it. As much as he loved her, he needed her to be out of that situation with Jamal too.
Okay. I'll let you have it.
That was the logic in my head for Derek. Derek was like, I'm not going to speak too soon, but it's going to come.
See this look I'm giving you, right? Oh, okay. All right, whatever. Because that's what I said through half this damn book. Like, I was either like, wait, what? Or I was like, whatever. Like, those were my two reactions every time I was reading something. Wait, what?
Yeah, okay. You know what? Whatever.
Wait, whatever. Because
if it were me...
I'm just saying, we had this little talk right before we started recording.
Yes.
Troy wouldn't have laid his hands on me but one time.
Exactly.
And that I'd have been like, you better make sure you kill me, because if you don't...
You're not waking up.
And I get up off this floor, it ain't just me you gonna be dealing with. There's daddy, there's brother, there's uncles, there's cousins, there's friends.
Yep.
Don't play with me. Mm-hmm. Don't play with me. We're not having that. Nope.
Exactly.
Okay, so Troy sees Desiree and decides he wants her back.
Yep.
But he has a whole wife that he's, been beating the crap out of.
Yeah.
And so he's tired of her, because he's really just tired of her because she's actually, calling him out on his bullshit. Exactly. That's really what. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about Mia for just a minute, because she seems like a victim, but she's really ruthless.
Oh, she's ruthless. Oh, she's something else. First of all, her daddy is a senator in Georgia, and that's a major thing. And I give a backstory of her dad had an indiscretion as well, where she has a sibling from that. She has her dad has a love child. It never made the papers because he's just that powerful, if you will. He has that type of pull. But she grows up seeing a docile mom, a mom who did anything the dad said. I never let on, because I don't feel Max has ever put his hand on Maya. I don't think he's ever touched her mom. And but Mia had to see her mom still be the wife and actually take care of his love child, because the boy came to the house. And so
that can we just sidebar for a minute there? Mia's father is a senator, and he has a relationship with someone who isn't his wife, and there is a love child involved. And I'm sorry, this isn't really a spoiler because it doesn't really allude to anything else.
Exactly.
But his way of cleaning up the whole mess is bringing that love child into the house and having his wife raise that child as if that child was hers.
Theirs.
And she takes it. And just doesn't say anything, just okay.
Yeah.
And just went along with this?
Yes.
Heifer.
I mean,
no, ma'am. I was so mad at you for this. Like, what are you doing? What is going on?
I'm telling you, I hear some stories. I've seen some things. And there are women out here who he took care of her. her mother is well taken care of. First of all, her mother's not American. Her mother's not from this country. Her mother comes and this senator takes her in. She's been with her dad, since she was in her 20s, fresh off the boat. And that's all she knows. And so in her mind, where am I going to go? She's not a strong woman to say, I could walk away from him. This man has been my provider all these years. And okay, he does this indiscretion. And even though I probably don't like it, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to keep cleaning the house and cooking, taking care of his daughter, now taking care of the son. I know we wouldn't. But
I'd have had to get my ass back on the boat and go back to wherever I came from, because I'm not about to just not say anything about your huge indiscretion, and then you gonna tell me that I'm going to raise this child as if this child and lie to everybody and say that this child was mine. No, you want me to be quiet? You gonna put some money in my own? I'm gonna get a bank account. You gonna put some money in it, and I may
have to write that when I get to their story, because that let off. That's a whole look. They're gonna show up again. Her parents are gonna show up again. Because, like I said, her dad is a senator, and all this stuff is coming out about Troy and her situation. Like, I think they knew, but you hide things from your parents, and so Max gonna come up. Max will show up eventually, and her brother MJ.
So Mia's mother is the reason why Mia is so ruthless.
Huh? Say it again. I'm sorry, your voice went out.
Mia's mother is the reason why Mia is so ruthless.
I feel it's a combination between her dad, because he's the ruthless one, being able to do what he did to get rid of the mistress the way he did. So she's learned some of what being ruthless is about from her dad, but that docile part comes from her mom, how Troy was able to, because I give the backstory of how, unlike Desiree, Mia comes across as that whatever you like, I like, or I'm here for you. I'm whatever you want me to do. I got you. And not for nothing, Mia was in, like we said, Mia was in the background. It's not like this is a spoiler. Mia was the girl he was cheating with on Desiree. So it's like, for him to end up with her, it's like it was going to probably happen anyway if Desiree never showed up. Me and him just have this, and that's why I told you, and I can tell this to everyone else, while I write for them, I play Love the Way You Lie, because their relationship is so toxic that it has those elements. Like they loved each other so much till they hated each other, and they hate each other, and it's now trying to let go. And so all the things that Troy is doing now is a culmination of him being hurt, because he was fine the first few years, and believe it or not, he didn't touch her right away. He did not do that. He didn't do that until he hit that bottom, which was he got injured. And when he got injured, now who am I going to take my anger out on? I'm mad at the world because now my knee is messed up. I can't play the sport. My wife in here, I love her, but she getting on my nerves now. It just seems like he just went down this path, and you see, she even says we were good, we were doing good, but then he just went left over this one thing. And so it sets her off in her moment where it's like, well, my dad would not want me to be like this. In her mind, she's going like, I got to get out of this. But if I'm going to get out of this, because I signed a prenup, I'm not going to get anything if I leave him. He's not going to sign off on my walking papers either, because in his mind, you're not leaving me. Let's be realistic. Troy is not trying to let me go. So in her mind, I got to do this my way. And so her way was just, I'm about to handle this business, and I don't care how it makes me look. The world about to find out some things.
She was like, Mia was like, I'm not about to be like my mama. I'm about to show him what the deal is.
Exactly. Especially after that last incident when she,
y'all, I just, it was so hard to write questions for this show, y'all, because I didn't want to give any spoilers. That's all I can say about me. That's it. That's all I can say.
Hell has no fury like a woman scorned. That's all. Hell has no fury. Yeah. That's it.
That sums Mia up. In a nutshell. Because she's like, this brother been beating on me. And
he did. Yeah.
She was like, I'm gonna get his ass back. I'm going to make him pay. And she had like a whole thing in her pocket that I was just like, okay, Mia. When she did what she did, and she had everything all lined up, I was like, okay.
Your girl was ready. She was making
ready.
Sure. She was making sure everything was aligned.
Was in place. All them ducks was in a row. That. When I tell y'all, you need to read this book. It's so many twists and turns. It's so many twists and turns. So many.
Yeah.
Y'all, you ain't ready for this. I'm telling you. It's so crazy.
I try to tell people that the title doesn't do justice, but it just...
No, it really doesn't. No, it really doesn't.
I mean, it just explains. It explains the dynamics. Explains the dynamics of everything. But yeah, it just yeah.
Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Just yell pineapple because y'all ain't ready. Just pineapple. I wasn't ready. That's my safe word. Pineapple. Just
or
please.
Throw your Kindle across the room. Throw your book across the room.
Throw it. If this was a paperback book, I would have thrown that book so many times. It was my Kindle, so I was just like, let me just turn this off for a minute, gather myself, just get my thoughts together because I can't. What are you doing right now? I cannot.
Yeah. I'm working. I have the audio book in edit right now, and I was listening, and I got through it, and I was cracking up in some parts because now hearing the voices for the characters and hearing what they're saying and what they're doing, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking?
Listen, where did all of this come from? I was like, Mo, what I sent you that DM, I was like, what are you doing? What is going on?
It was like all these stories just came to like, they should have this happen. Oh no, but they should have this happen. And it should cross paths for this to happen because nobody would believe if that would happen if they do this. So that
posted a meme.
That was funny. I sent it to friends. I was like, look.
On my Instagram page of this woman going like.
She was like, wow.
Wow. Because I was reading this book and I was like, wow. Wow. Okay. Especially with what happened with Jamal. I was like, oh my God. This man has, wow. I can't even say anything else. I can't even say anything else. No, you can't.
Just know that they're all complex. They're complex characters to write for because I don't know what they're going to do. They wake me up. I couldn't sleep one night. I could not sleep because they all were moving in my head and saying, hey, get up. You got to write this part because I'm doing this. Do this. And it's crazy because I didn't know. I really did not know he was going to do that. I just didn't know Jamal had the, they say you just don't think the character would be able to do it. So that's why I said he has so many levels.
These writers on this show, y'all are some sadists. They talk about, I just didn't know. I just didn't know.
I didn't
you
see it
wrote
coming.
It, ma'am. You knew.
I didn't see it coming for real. My mind, I was lost. And yeah, when I was like, oh, Jamal, really? We doing this? Okay, we doing this. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's a complex character too. That's why I say he and Troy too. I have fun. Right. Troy, Mia, and Jamal. I probably have the most fun writing for them.
Jamal ain't complex. Jamal just got denial issues. That's all. Give me that complex mess. I'm gonna move on. Jamal, listen, y'all read this book. Jamal is not complex. Jamal has denial issues.
Okay.
That's it. And it started back in college.
Yes. I was just about to say the college.
That alcohol allows him to.
It's like you need to put the alcohol down. Just can we do it sober? Can we do
put the alcohol away?
Put the alcohol down. Yeah, because you are not yourself. I don't know who you are.
You are dangerous with alcohol, sir. Yes. Dangerous in more ways than one.
In more ways than one. You can't tell. This is a spoiler. You cannot say another word. It's just yeah. It's a lot going on with these people in Atlanta. They don't know what they're doing. They ain't wilding out in Atlanta. That's all I can say. They be wilding out in Atlanta.
They are wild, y'all. They're wild. They're wild. Okay, so we gonna move on. I'm so glad you created Brielle.
Yes.
For Desiree. Because let's talk a little bit about her and why every woman should have a Brielle type of person in their life.
Yes. Brielle and Desiree become friends while she is moving up the ranks at her company. And she, like most of us black women, we're moving up in our company and we may be around other white women and we just don't get the help we need. And she welcomed her in and they became like the best of friends after that. And from that point forward, I mean, I've been telling people I could do a short story, and I will, of their escapades, like things that their adventures as friends.
Yeah, because they got into some stuff, obviously.
Yes. That's what she said. Hey, put in our book of adventures. So, so it's like these girls have had some fun together, but you need a voice of conscience, because I know for a fact the things we do, the things we decide to do, and we know it's wrong. We might call that friend for them to get on and root us on. And it's like, you don't expect the friend to be like, girl,
no,
what was you thinking? Absolutely not. Like,
not.
No. And that's pretty, what you were saying essentially is what Brielle was trying to tell her about Troy. This man is abusive. Why would you want him? He does not respect you. Why would this be something you want to entertain? He didn't even give you the respect you deserve. Like, you need to hear that, because you're if we go by this or that down below, the love below. Oh, Carmen want to get waxed, waxed after she get waxed after she get waxed. Like, come on, just yeah.
No, you need to tell Carmen to shut up.
I'm telling you, girl, you what? No, shut up.
No,
quiet.
Carmen, quiet.
Yeah, because she was. That's why I said I can't wait to do a short story about them, because it gives you the impression they may have had these moments of promiscuity, like that's
right.
Some of us do it, and
right.
It gives you that impression because they tell you they had dick on demand and dick on reserve. They're like, we don't have. It's like my reserve well is going dry.
Right.
But I don't have no dicks on demand. Like,
right.
So so it's like. These women, but you needed. She needed that balance. She needed that balance, and Brielle was like right there.
Brielle was her common sense, because she was not. She was like, but Troy's here, and she was like, "Bitch, what do you care about Troy being there for?
Exactly,
you got Derek.
Exactly,
you got Derek." And she was like, "Well, right." And then she was like, "Well, I don't know. I don't want to get divorced." She was like, "Bitch, please, you know."
And then. Exactly. Like, at this point,
if you love Jamal that much, you wouldn't have done what you did with Derek.
In the first place. Exactly. Bingo.
Come on.
Because she was. Now, that's her thing. She does not like to step out. She doesn't even like you to use the word fuck. Like, that's like a trigger for her. Like, she just thinks it's beneath her, even though
that's what she does.
She does. And then she sure as hell told Derek, fuck me. She's like, Grandma. She's like, she couldn't believe it herself, because she's too busy saying, I don't say that.
Whatever.
I don't do that.
You do it. You do it, ma'am.
Desiree. You definitely do it. You do it.
You do it.
But Brielle is the balance. Brielle is the balance. And I can't wait to see how the readers will take to her in book 2 when she starts her adventures, her things. Because, I introduced.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Well, because, I introduced that she met someone. And then, I got to have a twist. It's such a twist and shit. But anyway, so... So
y'all, Mo with these twists is just I wish I could tell y'all. When whoever is listening to this, watching this, when you read this book, I need you to let me know, because I want to reread it with somebody. I need to do a buddy read, because all of this stuff that happens, and I'm sitting here by myself, and when I told my husband about it, he was like, "This sounds like some Shonda Rhimes shit. I cannot follow." He was like, "Wait, what? Who did what with who?" He's like, "I'm confused. What is going on?" I was like, "No, you have to understand." And he's like, "No." He's like, "You're making my brain hurt. Just stop. Just stop." So I need a buddy read.
I feel like it was a TV show. I did. I feel like it was. I said, you know how series go, and you get the no, you gotta wait till next Wednesday for it to come back on because it just ended. Oh my God! That's as I wrote. I just wanted to make sure every time you turn the page, it's like, girl, like you said, you just sitting there going,
wait, okay,
what is this? You know,
but. Swipe back. Let me read that again.
And I didn't want it to be predictable. I didn't want.
No, it's not. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. There's no predictability with this.
Yeah, and I have to tell you my thing. It's not that I don't like happily ever afters. When I wrote this book, I wrote it the first draft many years ago in 06, 07. It was just
she don't like happily ever afters. She gonna sit up here and tell that lie. She don't like happily ever afters.
I love it when after you get through the drama and scandal. Like I feel like you gotta have like nothing's perfect. Like I read all this romance growing up, and I'm just like, it's so sweet. Oh my God, it's the Friends to Lovers, which is this. This is Friends to Lovers. Derek and Desiree are Friends to Lovers. I had to throw in the.
Are they though? With the way you ended the book?
It was supposed to be, but what had happened was along the journey. That's why I said that happily ever after. It don't come yet. It can't.
It ain't gonna come, ma'am. Okay. Let me find out, Mo. Let me find out. Okay? Let me find out. We're going to talk about these twisted ass connections in this book.
Oh, yeah.
They all in a love circle. Jamal, Angela, Mia, Troy, Desiree, Derek. How did you come up? Because they all connected. You know that they say 6 degrees of separation?
6 degrees. That's what I was thinking of the whole time. 6 degrees of separation. Like by the sixth person, somebody knows somebody. It was literally like Facebook. You log on. Well, if you know them, you know them. It was like, well, if you talk to them, you gonna know them.
You know them.
And you gonna know them.
How did you come up with this madness?
Well,
I mean, other than you said the one thing was from your past.
Well, yeah, that was the only
married.
thing. That literally was the only inspiration. These characters did it themselves. Like, why can't we know them?
Skeletons in her closet.
I done told you the skeleton was the two, and again, my behavior afterwards. I said, damn, this was some boss shit you pull off. Like, you know, and it's
popping her collar, y'all.
So I'm like, well, I think and for the life of me, when I thought about the character, and I felt like every time I see somebody with a Desiree name, I love their storylines because I'm like, Desiree means desirable, desired.
Right.
So I thought,
I know somebody named Desiree Edwards. When I read that, I was like,
it's not her. Remember? Names and face change. It's coincidental. It's coincidental. I don't know her. I don't know that lady. She did not inspire me. I inspired myself. But I felt like as I tried to make it about Desiree and Jamal trying to come together, like have this fix their marriage thing, and then in the midst of it, it was like, well, shit.
You ain't fixing nothing. Nobody was fixing anything in this.
I was trying.
The only two people that was being faithful was Derek and Brielle. Derek and Brielle need to be together because they the only ones with any damn sense. Oh shit! Don't you what? What is getting ready to happen in book 2?
Ma'am.
This is what I'm talking about. Damn it, Mo.
Like, I love Derek. Like, I think Derek, when I wrote this, I was single. Like, I actually had been married. I was coming out of my marriage, and I was like, Derek is the man. Like, I had friends saying, yo, who is Derek? Like, where does Derek live? Is there a real Derek? Like, I think he's a great character. But Derek he got a backstory too. He got a whole.
Why can't we just have one person that doesn't have a backstory that's trauma and drama? Well, please.
It's not drama. He just has a backstory. I mean, think about it. When you run into somebody like Derek, she'd already said it. Like, yo, I know you probably got chicks running up in and about your house. He's like, I'm not like that, Desiree. I don't do that. So he's not like that. But you think he's been waiting on the wings for Desiree all these years? There has to be.
No, I know he's had some, women, but they were just like booty calls.
Mm-hmm. But we can
so
have
one of them is going to come back for him? Okay. See, you playing games now.
One still ain't enough. Mia was faithful. Now, Mia was faithful too. Mia was faithful to a T to her husband. She wasn't out there sleeping around with him, so she was faithful too.
But Mia was the side chick, so Mia.
Okay, yeah, so she turned. Yeah,
because she knew that he was with somebody else. So I said, she ain't nobody in here. And then I thought Desiree was innocent. And
I'm about to choke. Yeah. Yeah. That's. Yeah. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah, she gave off the impression she was. And she could have been, except, like I said, she was trying to find what it was that Jamal wasn't giving. And it just, happened. Yeah.
Okay, Mo.
But yeah, that's
So I can't ask any more questions about this book without giving things away. But I will just say there's another character named Rico who makes things very interesting.
Yes, he does.
There's a party for Troy that goes rogue.
Yes.
Somebody's murdered.
Somebody gotta die.
Desiree finds out some interesting information about her health, and then she dips right before she is going to have to explain herself to Troy and Derek. Mm-hmm. And that's the cliffhanger that your ass has left us with at the end of this book.
That's so wrong. But I couldn't even tell the story. I couldn't even end their story. Like, they're like, girl, you can't tell our story in one book.
No loose ends are tied up. Everything is left wide open. We have blown this whole world up.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, Desiree meets somebody else on the plane.
They've been asking for years who on the plane. He on the plane.
You on these planes, you got something with the planes, man. What
planes
is going
and bathrooms and coat closets.
What is going on? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are we doing?
I like to travel. So I just use that as inspiration.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, there's a second book coming out called One Still Ain't Enough. Mm-hmm. Can you share a little bit about what's going to happen?
We're going to tie up the loose ends, as you said. There's a murder. We need to figure out who done it. I mean, we know who done it, but
I was going to say, what you talking about? The cops.
We know the cops need to figure out who done it, and they need to figure it out. I mean, it is such. They need to figure it out. Desiree has to come back. She has to come back because of the murder. She has to come back. So where she thought she was going to be able to leave and kind of let things cool off, which by all means, that was the easiest way to do. Get out your house and leave that situation.
The way she packed that bag and dipped down the stairs.
Right. I'm just go.
Let's go get out of here right now. Cause I'm
gonna head out. She's like, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. She
did that little church finger. She did that little church finger, like
right down the stairs and out the back door.
Right down the stairs, out the back door, through the garage.
Out the back door, through the garage. Tires screeching. So the first couple chapters have to be explosive. Everybody's whole situation has changed, so we can't have like this explosive sex scene right away. But it moves it gets it, because we still have to deal with the friendships that are now affected. You know, Troy and Derek, they're standing in the middle of her living room.
Their shit is blown up. They better not be friends anymore afterwards.
And that was essentially what was possibly going to happen anyway. Because we think about The Best Man. Think about the movie The Best Man. Like how can you get over your friend, even though you didn't want her that way, that's still your boy. I've asked men, how would they feel? They said, well, it can't be a girl I really like. Why my boy didn't tell me about it? You know, those type of things. So I was thinking of all of that for Troy and Derek. Like, how would they deal with this? Troy is so not there. Got to remember, with everything that happened after Mia and what he's thinking, he's not, that ain't.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then we have to deal with the fact of the young lady that's affected by the death. She got to, you know, it's woo. So part two, it does give us some closure, but there's another cliffhanger at the end of that one too.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Because I have to get to one is enough. Like, she has to learn one is enough, and
they all need to learn that one is enough.
Yeah, they do. They do.
All, except for Brielle, unless you done did something.
Yeah, and that's why I said I want to
Brielle.
introduce Brielle, and Brielle's not going to have. Brielle might be the only happily ever after everybody get in the book.
Okay.
You'll get your one love. And that's the fun part, because Desiree, Brielle gets to have her love interest. They get to share it with Desiree.
Okay.
And, you know, that sort of thing. But the other people, y'all might be mad at me. I mean, you're going to like them.
What you mean might be? I'm already mad at you. Look, I was like, what the hell is this ending all about? You're going to leave out, and what you revealed about Rico?
Yeah.
I was like, if I was a drinker, I swear to God, I would have needed to drink after that.
That was that came to me in my sleep. It was like, boom. I was like, oh,
what?
I gotta write that. So yeah,
I had never even made the connection. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, this is not gonna work out.
But you realize at that point he didn't care, because it was like, I want what I want. It got to happen, even if. But we won't know, because that happened. So it doesn't matter. We wouldn't know how it would have panned out, because it doesn't happen. So that's why, Jamal goes on about his, what he do. Yeah, and I could give you this. He meets somebody else to take. Yeah. Let me tell you something. My editor said, "Girl, you need to start writing that type of book, that genre. You need to be in that genre."
So somebody else gonna take the fall?
No, somebody. It's like, that whole 6 degrees of separation. They know him. Yes, they know him.
I need you to get off this interview and go sit your ass down and write. I need this done, ma'am. I need the edits done. I need an arc of this book. I want to read it before everybody else
I will
gets to read
send you
it.
the arc. I will give you the arc, no doubt. I need you to read the arc. I'm going to give the arc to
as
you.
Long as
I
we
feel like
understand
now
each
you
other.
are invested. I love when I have invested. Look, I do have some book buddies for you now. Do you know Imagine consultant Janine?
Yes.
She's read it. She's read even the rough draft for part 2.
Why she get the rough draft and I didn't? I thought we connected. I thought we had a thing.
Look. I can send you that, but it's in edits now. So what you read now is not going to be the same, because the edit. Okay, I'll send that to you.
I need it.
I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. Right when you got this, I'm gonna send it to you, Audra. I'm not playing. I will send it to you, but understand, it's people who read the first One Ain't Enough. They need to know the stuff that was in One Ain't Enough that they read is some and you've read it, and you know what you got. So yeah, I'm gonna send that to you afterwards, because it's still.
Because then she had the nerve, y'all, when she ended the book. You know how they put the little snippet of like the second book at the end, and you read the snippet, and then I read the snippet and I was like, and my Kindle was like complete, and I was like, no, I need more pages. What is going on? Please, you could have at least given me another chapter in that little snippet. I was like, and my Kindle was like 100%. It's like, no, I'm not done. I need more, please. I need to know what happens. We can't do this.
Yes.
Y'all y'all know how I am with cliffhangers. I hate cliffhangers because I need to know what happens.
People can say what they want about people who write cliffhangers. I love them because it's just like I said. We watch cliffhangers on the best series ever, and we will sit and wait 9 months until next season to find out what happened, because we're gonna tune in on that night. Oh, I remember what, and they show you what happened before, and you be like, I'm still invested. I'm gonna sit my butt right here, and they do it all over again for another season. So I like them because it keeps. You might not like me as an author because I just think they're fun. I think they're fun to get people. Yeah, they're fun
when I have the next book to go immediately to.
True.
Okay, that's when I don't have the next book to go to immediately. That's why if I know something's gonna be a cliffhanger, I'm like, is the second book out yet? Okay, no, I'm not reading it yet. I'll buy it.
I do hear that.
But I'm not gonna read it until the next one comes out. Because I need to know what's going on.
So you might want to tell people, we need to tell people that if you are like Audra and you enjoy reading a series, I would not read mine. Because they're not, I feel like they can't be standalones. Even though I wish they could be, I don't end anything in 1 or 2. 3 ends it all. And then it still break out short novellas that come out of that.
I mean, if you are in a reading slump and you don't mind a cliffhanger, this is the book to get you out of the reading slump. That's all. You
be mad as hell. You be like, why did I come out my slump?
You be mad as hell. You be ready to fight somebody. I'm just saying, if you know Mo on Instagram, you gonna be in her DM like, what the hell did you just do?
And why?
I mean, the book was so good that I was like, usually I'll like DM the author along the way as stuff is going on, like, okay. You know, but with this one, I didn't even want to break away from the book. I was like, what? It's going, what?
You're like, what? Oh, what? What?
Damn. Okay. That happens.
I love it. I'm happy I entertained you. I gave you some entertaining words. That was my goal. I have entertained. Are you not entertained?
I'm entertained, ma'am. Entertained, enraged. I have questions. I need answers. Everybody in this book is just messed up. Except Brielle. Brielle is the only one I'm holding out hope for.
Yeah. She's your hope. She's your only hope. I can honestly say she's your only hope. She's your only hope. She's still gonna be Brielle. Brielle is gonna be Brielle. So yeah, Bree is that. Yeah, Bree is that. But everybody else,
nope. I was so shocked with Desiree. I just knew she was.
I'm trying to redeem her. I don't know if she's redeemable either.
Nah. She might have been if she hadn't done what she did at the end. But when she did what she did at the end, I was like, nah, sis. You gonna do what you did and then dip. And then you got this mystery that we gotta solve. Skanky.
Yeah, she's skanky. Yeah, she's skanky. She's like, whatever. Yeah. She gotta come back out of that.
I heard this all like on the plane by Derek, then goes home. At least she took a shower.
She did.
But then she right there with Jamal.
And you see why. And that's why I had to do that, because you needed to know why she. Yeah. I mean, she wasn't trying to compare nothing, but what had happened was, it happened. Comparison.
I'm done with you, Mo. I can't.
She said, I'm done with you, Mo.
I am.
Until the next book. And then you're going to be done with me all over again.
All over again.
It's going to be all
over again. Yep.
I'm sorry.
And with every spin-off that you have planned, I'm going to be done with you with all of those.
Yeah.
See?
I'm telling you, I write in one draft and come back to the other one because it pops in to make sure it puts in that draft, because they're tied together. So yeah, this is they wild. Like I said, they wild out in Atlanta. They don't know how to act in Atlanta.
Listen,
yeah,
my girl DL is in Atlanta. DL, What's going on down there, baby? I need to know. Is this what Atlanta does? 'Cause I just need to know. That's all I'm saying, DL. Hit me up. That's all I'm saying. Because I know you listen. DL's one of the first people to listen to my episode. DL, help me out. What's going on in Atlanta? I need to know.
Listen, this is weird.
So you are an indie author, ma'am. Tell us why you chose
yes.
to be an indie author.
Well, I had an unfortunate situation some years ago, which you tend to hear me say this book has been out for a while. The book was actually released in 2008 under a small press publisher. And, we had a contract, and unfortunately, under that contract, not understanding how this works with you being an author and them deciding on when your books come out or what they will publish. For years, I had given manuscripts and they would reject it. I don't like this. This is not where I'm going. So as a writer, I think, and I'm not even saying I think, as an artist, you get affected by that. It affects your ability to want to write. It affects you wanting to put stuff out because now someone's already telling you, no, I'm not going to support it. And it was some time before I realized this was not the best relationship for me to be in. And I did some research and saw how could I get out of this. And I was able to, in 2021, have the previous version removed from Amazon so no one would be able to purchase it from that publisher because the rights came back to me. And so it put me in a different space because I said this book was in 2007. Where was my head in 2007? First of all, I felt like my book wasn't edited that well when I read it again. And I'm thinking, well, I'm 13 years seasoned writer now. Like I have some more things. And as I read through my characters, got with a really awesome editor, and we tore one enough up and down to see where we can clean it up and put some things in there. And that's why you're sitting here saying some of the things you say. The first one was just as that, but I feel some of the things we've added to it was even better. And what I did was, create my company, Flames Entertainment, did all the research to find out what goes into it, and said, I'm gonna publish my baby. I'm gonna publish my baby. I'm gonna re-release my baby and show it to new people that didn't know me back then. They don't. If they don't know you, they don't know you. But now it's like new for you, and you get to join and say, "Oh my God, where have you been?" I've been around, but just not writing. Yep. So this journey for me coming back out, I'm excited. I'm in groups with other people, meeting other authors, other writers, and learning the craft, learning the business, learning the process, and really honing in on my craft, which is the most important thing to me. Because as you see, I don't know, my brain just be going, just going,
just unleashed craziness.
And I think that comes from me watching, Criminal Minds, For My Man, Snapped, and it's just all kinds of things I watch. But those are my binge. Oh, I binge on those type of shows. And it's like, I'm wondering, these humans, they're crazy. Like they do some crazy things. So it's unbelievable, but it's believable. It can happen, so that's some of the, things, me being an indie author now, I can do this. I can bring these stories to people. I don't have to ask, do you like my story? Will you release my story this year? I get my editor. Let's clean this up. Let's make this, readable for people, entertaining for them. And let me put it out to the masses and let them find me and give them something to come back to. So that's kind of been my journey. So, yeah.
Yes. So what's your favorite part of self-publishing?
Believe it or not, it's working with the editor, getting the final piece. Like knowing that it is... My editor said, I don't even know what, you're one of the first people who say you like, I love getting her emails. Like I get excited, like, oh my God, we got another email. What is she talking about? And because it seems to motivate me, it challenges me. It really does. Like if she's challenging me on something like, you didn't do this, I feel you needed to do that. Because it's funny. It wasn't until after I said, crap, why didn't I just I thought of that. Why didn't I just let Desiree already be in first class? I mean, she'd already asked the question, are we sitting by each other? Why the hell I got her in coach? I mean, but it was like after the fact, Right. So it's stuff like that, but it was over the head. But she's so good, and she challenges me on, what were you thinking when you did this? Why did you write that? What does this mean? And I'm like, oh my God, well, let me go back to ask these characters. What the hell was y'all thinking? What would y'all,
They wasn't thinking. That's the problem with this whole damn book. Is nobody is thinking. They thinking with the Carmens and the Johnsons.
With the Carmens and the Cock Johnsons, the CJs. Yep.
But they ain't thinking with this.
Nope. They think about that after the fact. It's like, hold up, where was my head at?
Because all the blood rushes from here to here. So you're not thinking. Your brain is deprived of blood and oxygen.
There you go.
And then it all rushes back. And then you're just like, oh, damn, what did I do?
There you go.
Yeah.
But I love the editing because I do. Because it gives me an opportunity to really get closer to my characters and just be in their heads, because I know their heads in my head, but but it's like really, at least I can admit that their heads in my. You remember the show? I can't think of his name, but it all in his head. John Malkovich. There's all these, different people in your head. And it was another show that everybody was in the head. So I feel like they have scenes in my head, and I'm like, oh my God, what are y'all doing? Wait, I gotta write that. That's exciting. So that I love that part to say, did what I write?
Let me tear some new shit up.
Why not? Why not? Somebody got to do it.
Let
Why
me
not?
blow his world up. Let me blow her world up. Let me just explode all of this shit.
Just implode it from the inside out. Just like, why we want? And that's what I'm saying. That's the sick part. That I really felt like I got over the, happily ever after. So I'm like, I know what's gonna happen. They're gonna end up together. We're gonna have a beautiful epilogue. Gonna give me a baby. They're gonna be together. She pregnant. But I love those. They're entertaining, but at the same time, but I'm like,
but yours is like this train wreck that you're just like watching. It's like when you driving or something and you see an accident getting ready to happen, and you're like, no, oh my God, you're getting ready to hit that car. You get ready to hit the car, and all you can do is just sit there and be like, oh, and like close your eyes and keep one eye.
Yeah,
open,
but keep one eye like did I see? Oh, they did. Oh. Yeah, it's like that.
Yep, you just like, okay.
Yeah. And I have fun doing it too, because I'm like, they won't believe I'm thinking this. I said, well, let's just do it. Just do it. Just let them do it.
Listen.
Let them do it. Why not? Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the part. I do. I enjoy that part of the self-publishing. I mean, of course, to get it out to everyone is the goal, but the best part is just making it a quality work.
Yes.
A quality project, a quality manuscript. So yeah, I'm not going to win everyone. It's going to be someone, why she wrote so much about this? Hey, it's not for you. It's not for you.
It's not.
It's not for you. And I'm learning that.
It's for me, so I need you to get.
It's for me to get. Exactly.
Just saying. I love it. I want it. I don't care if anybody else would like it.
Yeah.
So when can we? Yeah, right. You writing for me. Yeah, I don't care about none of your other readers. You writing for me.
Yes.
Me. So when can we expect your next book to be out? Ain't enough.
We are expecting a July release. That's why I said summer. Before this summer is out. So July. So yeah, you got June. Got to get through the rest of this month. June, July. I'll be releasing the date real soon. And giving some snippets. I mean, you got the first, but wait till I give you some of them snippets. Oh, like I said, this new person. All I know is I'm gonna have to hit this guy up on TikTok, because when I seen him, I was like, "You are my inspiration for this character." Like I was up when I was just like scrolling. I was like, "Oh, I was screenshotting, putting it inside my script, and I had to create his whole persona." And I was like, "You are about to make somebody look good in this book. Like you're about to."
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you get one.
I need to know who this TikTok person is.
Oh, I can send you him page. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He don't know, but I'm gonna slide up in him DMs, but not for nothing for me. It's just like, I just want you. Could you one day do a model, just a picture for me, so I could, like, here. This is who I was inspired by. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, when I saw it, I was like, yes. That's why she said I could be in another genre. I should write in another genre. And I'm like, wow.
And what genre is it that she said you should write in?
Gay romance. Because you know the scenes with Jamal, right? How they went. Imagine this person.
Okay.
This person
might have just gave something away, maybe.
Not really.
If you've been paying attention.
If you've been paying attention. If you paid attention.
You might.
But yeah, this person pushes the envelope and gets it open. Wide open. Like,
okay. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm gonna send it to you. You're getting the rough draft. That
I don't care.
Okay.
Just send it.
I'm gonna send it.
Just send it. It better be in my inbox.
We get off. I'm like, toot, 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 right to you.
Okay.
Right to you.
Don't make me come find you.
No, you won't have to, because I told you I'm working on the edit, so it's already open on my. I told you I finished. I cleaned up a scene with Troy, and I fought him for a week. Like, Troy was standing in his kitchen looking at me like, "What are we doing here?" And I'm like, "Do something." You move.
Troy is just like, see. That's why I said men named Troy ain't shit.
And Jamal ain't shit part
either.
Two. Ooh, Lord,
Jamal and Troy. Y'all, don't you do it. If you meet a man named Jamal or Troy, don't you do it. You better leave him alone.
You better run.
Leave him alone.
All jokes aside, he's really in denial in book 2. He's so in denial in book 2. You're gonna be like, really? This is what we doing? This is what we?
He's in denial already in book 1, ma'am.
Yeah, but he just adds to the denial. Just.
Lord have mercy.
But it's not quite a happily ever after for him. I don't think he's gonna have a happily ever after.
No, he's not. Not until he does some soul searching.
Yeah.
And just comes to the,
Yeah, I think that'll come in one is enough.
Okay, well. So where can readers find your books, ma'am?
You may find my book right now on Amazon because it is on Kindle Unlimited for the Kindle app. You can also get the paperback there. You can go to my website, www.moflames. If you purchase the paperback there, I sign it and send you a nice little gift. So yeah. That's what
I might have to get it from your website so I can get it signed.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram, moflames_author. I am on Facebook, mo.flames. I am on TikTok, moflames_author. I shouldn't say I'm on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok enough. I spend more time on IG. TikTok, I'm going to give it a chance. TikTok, I'm coming. I'm just learning the transitions and stuff.
I have a TikTok account, but it's so much. I don't have that kind of time.
Get there. I like what they do. I enjoy what they do. I could do, look. I can do the book flip. I can do that. I'm just not dancing in that part. And also, I'm on Twitter too, Mo Flames. I still gotta learn to tweet too. Cause I see that Black Twitter be wilding out, and I need to learn what they be doing on Black Twitter.
I have a Twitter account that I post on Tuesdays when my episode comes out. And other than that, it's.
Yeah, but IG is where Twitter. You can find me. IG and Facebook. You can find me there. Yep. And I have a Facebook group. Join the Facebook group, Mo's Corner. You can find it on my website and click on there and join my little group. Hang out with us.
I'm just saying I might have to do that because,
Yeah, because I will be going live in the group and reading some excerpts and, talking to everyone about what's going on. Yes.
Well, then, yes, I must join.
Yes.
Because, yeah.
Talk about what this is. Because there we can talk. We can let it all hang out. We can say, "Oh, girl, blah, 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 blah." Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you can say, "I don't like this." And here's the thing: I will say, I appreciate more than anything the feedback and critique that I have now from beta readers. I must admit, these beta readers were amazing in helping book 2 come. It was a solid sequel. They loved it. They first of all, they was like, "We are not triggered, thank God." Nobody was triggered. It was like, we were triggered in the first one. You triggered us all the way through. The girl said, "My God, I am not with the contemporary stuff, but you." She said, "People like this," and she said, "I was happy. My anxiety was so high." She said, "I was so happy to get to the end, although it wasn't the end. My anxiety
it wasn't the end at all."
Right. So I love when I get the feedback of, "Why did you do this with your characters?" Because then you make me think about them, like, why are they like this? Why do they do this? And then I've had people tell me kill a couple people, and I'm like, why y'all want me to kill my characters? They killed Desiree, killed this person.
Well, the person who got offed in the first book deserved to be offed because he just went bonkers.
Yes. He I felt like he pushed that too far, and then but then when you open book 2, you're gonna be like, well, damn, maybe he shouldn't have died like that. Yeah.
Oh, see? You better put it in my inbox. That's all I know.
It's gonna be in your inbox. I promise you, it's gonna be right in your inbox. And I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you a bonus scene. I'm gonna give you the bonus scene that I'm working on, so that way that one might end up in the final sequel. Because I had to write it. I had to put it because it was in my head. It was in my head, and I had to do it. So I'm gonna sing the bonus scene and send you the sequel. Then you can be like, Mo,
what are you doing? What is going on?
Right. And I want your feedback. Like I said, these beta readers were very helpful in getting some things fleshed out. Like I said, if they said, wait a minute, that felt kind of predictable. I don't want you predicting nothing. I want no predictions. If you can predict that I did this wrong, I must have been thinking and kept giving you, giving too much information. Like I wrote too much. It became too wordy. And then you, wait a minute, I figured it out. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Nope.
I want you to flip it you did not just
party
do that.
Scene. I was just like, what is Mia planning? And that party scene, it's like,
look, and it's not the only part she got out of that, right? So book 2 gives you more from what she got.
Listen,
because one of the babies, I thought you was gonna put it on. Yeah.
When Desiree was like, Derek, we need to talk. I was like, no, you don't. No,
you don't. Right?
No.
Don't you say that. Shut your mouth.
You don't need to talk about nothing. You don't need to talk about nothing. Shut your mouth.
Exactly.
Shut your mouth.
She shouldn't have been there. How about that? She should have figured out how not to be there anyway, but
Brielle talked her into right, come on, it'll be fun. I'll like Brielle.
Them adventures.
Okay, we grown women now. We not in our
They about to hit 30s. They about to hit them 30s.
We too old for this shit. We too old for this shit. Yeah. Our blood pressure can't handle it. We end up having a brain aneurysm or stroke right there because of all drama.
And you saw how she was feeling. She was like, what am I watching unfold here in front of me? And that's where you see the 6 degrees of separation come right together all at once. So there, yeah. Everything
all at once.
All of it plays out, yeah.
That scene alone was worth the price of admission. I was like, okay. Wow. This is what we're doing. Mia.
Yeah, Mia, she's...
Okay, Mia.
Man, this next one she does. Yeah.
Okay.
We ain't finished here. Troy gonna get his. He'll have no fury like a woman scorned. Yeah.
I don't know how any more could be done than what Mia did.
Let me tell you, when stuff start brewing in here, like, why not? We should try this. Like, it happened in the soap operas. Oh my God. It happens in the soap operas. Like, you got to give this. It's like bringing back somebody who died. It's like, hold up, that should have never happened, but it can happen. And it happened. And it worked to her advantage. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On that note, we have come to the end of this drama-filled session. I want to thank you so much for being here, sharing your time, your talents, and all this drama with us.
Yes,
I truly enjoyed it.
I thank you for the opportunity. I was so happy for you to get this book and happy for you to read it.
That was a good book. That's going in my top 5 for the year. Definitely.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Woo! At Bruiser Bros, you know how I do. When we come to the end of the show, I always give you a quote. And today's quote comes from the late Nobel Prize-winning St. Lucian poet and playwright Derek Walcott. And he said, "Break a vase, and the love that reassembles the fragments is stronger than that love which took its symmetry for granted when it was whole." Wow. Until next time, y'all, you know what to do. Grab a book and read. And I'm out. You've been listening to Between the Reads. I'm your host, Audra Russell. Thanks for lending me your ear. This week's episode was brought to you by Stoop and Stank Tees, apparel inspired by Black pop culture. Visit them today at www.stoopandstank.com and say it with your chest. If you enjoy this content, please consider supporting this independent podcast by becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/betweenthereads or making a one-time donation at www.ko-fi.com/betweenthereadspodcast. That's www.ko-fi.com/betweenthereadspodcast. Tune in next week for another great episode.